Paul Casey, 135 Walton Avenue. In 1903, 400 children textile workers marched from the coal mines of Pennsylvania to the home of President Theodore Roosevelt in New York to demand child labor laws were respecting the rights of youth. In 1957, the Little Rock Nine enrolled in an all-white school in the segregated South, facing daily taunting and ridicule in order to pave the way for equal access to education for all black students. In 1960,
Ruby Bridges.
6-year-old Ruby Bridges In 1963 in Alabama, children walked out of schools across the city of Birmingham in an effort to fight for civil rights and end segregation. In 2013, more than 100 children went to the Capitol to lobby on behalf of themselves and their families to push for immigration reform. They participated in rallies, marches, and peaceful actions in Washington and in their home states. Now in 2018, led by the students at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, young people all over the country are leading us to say never again. Never again to gun violence in our schools, and they have proven already that they can make change. Let's celebrate and support and thank the students of Union High School. With 2 children in Union Public Schools, I'm proud that they have these young men and women to look up to. At critical moments in our nation's history, it is America's children who have changed the hearts and minds of the public through social activism. There are over 100 years of documented history of young people leading the change and making progress in their efforts to make change. As I have shared, kids have fought and won battles for child labor laws, civil rights, and equal access to education. And now they're doing that. The torch is being passed to them to end the violence in our schools. And Sabrina and Sienna and all the others that have stood here before you tonight and spoke should be applauded and supported. I'd like to remind everyone that civil liberties are the state of being subject only to laws established for the good of the community, especially with regard to freedom of action and speech. They are individual rights protected by law from unjust governmental or other interference. That's what's trying to happen tonight. Speaking of civil liberties, I think it is important to remind everyone what the ACLU of New Jersey said to school districts in New Jersey. Instead of resorting to discipline, we hope your district embraces moments like these affirmatively as an opportunity for students to learn firsthand about civic engagement, no matter the cause or at the center. Public schools are essential in educating young people about the democracy that includes the role in enacting it. Students' actions during this political moment and the lessons they learn will stay with them throughout their lives. In recent days, we've asked ourselves, what lessons should students take from this moment? And as adults, what is our responsibility to them? Those answers are ever evolving, but ultimately we hold these principles. We want to foster civic participation in the next generation, and we strive to encourage young people to stand up against injustice. We hope you'll share these goals too. That was from the ACLU of New Jersey to schools in New Jersey. And instead of being supported, our students are looking to be punished by this board president. It's one of the biggest, Paul Casey, 135 Walton Avenue. I'm also one of the founders of Parents for Change. And I made a really big mistake earlier this year. I supported Vito Nufrio for running for Board of Education. As many people here said, we'll make change in 3 years. Now, one other, you've mentioned here tonight that there's guidance from Board of Education, or Department of Education, School Board Association. I have language here that says school officials who allow students to participate in the March 14th walkout may wish to state clearly that is a one-time authorization. So this board and this district does have the authority to give it a one-time authorization to these students. With that said, I've heard someone speaking a few minutes ago, and in your response, you seemed to waffle a bit on whether the words in the resolution were yours or whose they were, or whether you really even believe them. Now, waffling is something we could get into another time, but I would encourage the Board of Education to, at this time, vote to remove this resolution from the minutes.